Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a stitch with me today. So I'm Tan, the monogamous cross stitcher, and welcome back if you're back stitching with me. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining. Right, so today I'm working on Welcome Home by Cherie Gerhardt, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Hope you can see okay. So, how have you all been? Hope you've all been well. I'm not doing too bad. I came to my new job on Tuesday and then started properly on Thursday after the daughter left on Wednesday. Lovely lady I'm looking after. Phoebe, no. And I have a little animal to keep me occupied. Little Phoebe dog. Very pretty cocker spaniel. Yes, you're going to sit down? You're going to sit down? Yeah. Sit down then, good girl. Seems to be every time I leave the room she follows me. She's like my little shadow. There we go, she's going to go and settle. Good girl, Phoebe. Good girl. I'll add a picture of her at the end so you can see her. She's a pretty little thing. So, anyway, started this new job on Wednesday evening once the daughter left. And so far so good, lovely lady. Very easy to look after, which is always good, isn't it? And a lovely little doggy as well. Very cute. So as I was saying, well, we had a little bit of an incident today. So before I arrived on Tuesday, my lady had a scrape. Something to do with skin cancer. So she had a scrape, and the daughter changed the dressing on the Wednesday before she left. And she says, just keep changing the dressing until it's dry and then leave it off. So I was like, oh, right, cool, no problem, that's fine. And unfortunately, today, actually, just making sure I've done the right amount of stitches. Today, changed the dressing and she started to bleed quite profusely. So cleaned it up, got the plaster on as quick as possible, and the plaster literally filled up and then it started dripping out the sides. Now, the problem is when you go to the doctors or the hospital or wherever and you've got a wound, they give you dressings, but they do not give you enough dressings. So I had to use what was in the first aid box here the last couple of times, which, you know, it isn't the best. I mean, it's a tiny little wound the size of a 1p, but it just not want to scab. So I was like, right, well, I'm not removing that plaster because it's going to cause all sorts of problems. So compressed it and then got in touch with 111. A clinician got back to me and basically said that we have to wait 6 hours for a a nurse or someone to get back in touch with me so she can have her wound dressed properly. Now, in my personal opinion, she should have had a district nurse come in every 2 days to dress this wound anyway. Whether they thought it was, oh, it's only a little wound, it'll be fine. Obviously, an older lady, they don't heal quite as quick as a younger lady. So, yeah, that's the problem we're having today, unfortunately, after a lovely couple of days. But she's okay, that's the main thing. She's quite happily reading a book at the moment, while I've come upstairs to have a little bit of time out and some stitching. To be fair, I do quite a lot of my stitching while I'm with her anyway, but she loves the book, so that's good. So yes, that's been my day. It always happens on a bank holiday weekend as well. Well, on a weekend regardless, something always happens. But yeah, so that's basically what's happened. Oh, and I'm in Reading at the moment, and well, I can hear the Reading Festival from where I am, and it's driving me a little tiny bit up the wall. It's all well and good when you're there, but when you're hearing it, it's very annoying. So I'm battling with that at the moment. But it's the last day today, so I'll be packing up and going home, thankfully, so that's good news. So yes, a bit of excitement. So what are you all working on today? Oh, I want to tell you about my trip at Derby as well. So before I came to work on Tuesday, me and my mum went to Derby. My sister had brought my mum a afternoon tea for her birthday. No, it was for Christmas. And my mum decided she wanted to use it somewhere that was not too far away. So she decided on Derby. So we stayed in a lovely Airbnb, and then we went on to an escape room on the Saturday. So we went for the afternoon tea first, and then we went to an escape room. Now, the last time that me and my mum did an escape room, it was so funny. It was the Frankenstein one in Bath, and it was quite spooky and scary. I did a lot of screaming. Mum spent most of it jumping and laughing at me, but it was good fun. And this one, we only had 2 locks before we escaped that one, but we had a bit of a dilemma with a torch. We didn't find the torch quick enough, and in that case we were fumbling with locks and we didn't quite get out on time. But anyway, this one in Derby, it was about witches. It was called Spellbound. Apparently the hardest room in the East. And I was like, oh, we'll do it, it'll be fine. No, it was rock solid. Without the hints and tips, there was no way we could have got as far as we did. We didn't get out, unfortunately, but we had a hell of a good time trying. It was good fun, very good fun. So, seems to be our thing now. We like an escape room. So yeah, we had very good fun in Derby. Literally came back, packed, and then came straight to work. So I'm here for 6 weeks. And then back home. I don't plan on actually working October. I've decided I'm going to have October off. Because why not? So my next few floss tubes and stitch with me's will be here. Hopefully this setup's okay and you can see what I'm doing. I've got my stand with me, but apparently there's a lady coming at 4, so this is going to be a very quick stitch with me. But I knew I wouldn't get a chance to do a floss tube today after everything that had happened, so I thought what I'll do is I'll do a stitch with me and then I'll do a floss tube probably next weekend, I think, or in the week at some point. Unfortunately, my two-handed needles didn't come in time for me leaving, which is unfortunate. So I can't show you those today, which is what I wanted to do. But so that I'll have to wait until I get home in October. I'll show you those. I mean, I suppose it can't, but I suppose it can't hurt to order more. Now we're on the thing of needles. I asked on my Instagram yesterday, what is your favourite needles to stitch with? Now I always use Easy Guide, which are these ones. I'm not sure if you can see. Don't know if that's coming up. They've got like a little ball on them. And I love these needles. I think they are absolutely brilliant. Since my friend told them about me, I think it was back in 2017, 2018, she told me about them. And I've not been able to use any other needle because I think they are truly brilliant. But my problem is I must have quite acidic skin because they tend to tarnish quite quickly, which isn't good. So I'm wondering, what needles do you use? You know, because as much as I love these needles and because they tarnish so quick, it's a bit of a pain. I mean, I have changed this needle today. But it is a bit of a pain. So let me know your favourite needles in the comments. I'm willing to try any that I can get my hands on. Sorry ladies, I'm just going to get comfy. That's better. Hopefully you can still see okay. Yeah, so I want to try some different needles to see how I get on with those. I'm also going to be buying my October patterns next week as well. So that's the Enchanted Quaker and the Stitchy Witchy one. Bless her. She's curled up at the bottom of the bed. It's quite nice that she wants to be where I am. It's quite sweet. She's a cute little thing. So well behaved as well. I had such problems at my last place with the dog. You know, she was very naughty dog. Put me off dogs, in all honesty, for life. I never want to have a dog. And I came here and she's just gorgeous. Gorgeous little thing. Alright, so as you can see, I have been working on this last week on the banner. This has been quite literally confetti hell. Worse than the animals, actually. But I've managed to, I think it's taken me a good week to get from here to, zoom out, if it lets me, to get from here to here. It's taken me a good week to do, actually, to here. So I've done all along here to there, and I just started back here. So that's how far I've got. I'm going to get to the end again, and then I'll see if I can squeeze the next row on. If not, I will be moving my Q-snap, not my Q-snap, no, Nudge. See how we go from there. But that's where we are at the moment. I'm going to leave that zoomed out while I mess about. So I don't think I have anything real else to report. Yeah, I'm not meeting my stitchy goals at the moment, due to the high confetti area, because my stitchy goals, if you remember, was always about 1,100-ish. But I'm not really meeting that at the moment. That's my needle. There it is. Which is a bit of a pain, but I've got quite a lot of block colour coming up soon. So even though I'm a bit slow at the moment, I think I'm going to really dash through soon. So that shouldn't be too bad. Hiya everyone, sorry about that. Had a phone call. So an update, the nurse, you know, I have nothing against the NHS. I have nothing against nurses or doctors or anything like that. I've worked in healthcare for 12 years. And if there's one thing that makes me mad is the way the community nurses always talk down to the carers as if we are literally worthless and nothing. And it really drives me mad, it really does. Because I answered the phone and she answered in such an arrogant, you know, I'm better than you tone. Oh, yes, we are busy today. We won't be able to get anyone there until about Tuesday. And I was like, well, the bleeding has bled all the way through the plaster, and at the minute I have a loose bandage compressing it. She needs that dressing changed today. She can't leave that on until Tuesday. Oh, well, we'll get someone there by tea time. So apparently someone is coming between now and 7 o'clock. So it's not, I understand it's Sunday, it's the bank holiday weekend, you know, but it's not good enough, you know. She said, oh, it should have been reported sooner. I literally changed this bandage at, I think it was about 12:30, and within 15 minutes of me changing it and seeing all the blood, I literally got straight on to 111. So it's not like I hung around, I got on to them straight away. So yes, I'm a little bit slightly peeved off with them, but at least something's being done. She's getting sorted. So sorry I have to quickly disappear. But anyway, so I was saying about my goals. I'm not really reaching my goal amount at the moment due to all this like massive confetti. I mean, it looks amazing. The confetti is always so worth it. But yeah, so I just thought, now you might be interested to see how I actually work on a full area of parked threads. So I always work in a 10 by 20 row tower, as it were. And now, as you can see in this bit all here, this bit is all the parked threads for this area. So I'm going to start working on that area. Do excuse me if my hands do get in the way. I will try and keep them out the way as much as possible so you can see. But I've just done the little bit of block black. So I'll move that needle because that one's my tarnish needle. The tarnish so bad. I must have quite acidic fingers for them to tarnish so badly. So quite a few of these. What I tend to do is I work on these, get these out the way, and then I work along. But like this one, for example, this, what number is it? 3031. It's only literally one square in here. So literally there. And then it's being parked again. And that's it. So it will tend to be a lot of picking it up, parking it, picking it up, parking it, finishing it, which is the only problem with confetti, unfortunately. I am stitching in hand at the moment, as you can see. There we go. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to make a loud of noise just then. There we go. So I have been working on this every day. I've only done 84 stitches so far per day. I'm hoping I can get the I'm trying to get like a row finished each day, and then at least that's at least 200 while I'm trying to get through this confetti. So what I tend to do is, if there can't be parks underneath, I park across. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, so I've come to a colour now. Now, what I try and tend to do is I work along. So my next colour would be this one. Oh God, that's short. I didn't realise I'd left that so short. So this obviously can't do 6 scattered stitches around here. So what I'll do is I'll cut that and work over it, leave that and start off a new one. So I'll just watch that out the way. But normally if I pick up a thread and there's a few scattered stitches around, I use this wonderful tool. You all know it as a snag it nabbit. I call it a snag it rabbit because I like to be different. So I tend to use this to separate through the threads. It works quite well actually when you need to get in between different places. So that's what I do. I've got a couple of odd bits there that need to be cut. Ready? From my waste threads. Very much comes in handy, this tool. There we go. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the bloody thing. Right, okay. Right, so what colour shall we go for next? Right then. Oh, here we go, here's a good one. Right, so this one's already picked out for me. There we go. Right. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. I do apologise for my hands if they're in the way quite a lot. It's going to be hard for you to see when I'm working on such a high confetti area. I'll try not to have my hands in there too much. It's good for people who don't do full coverages very often to see just how, especially if they don't do parking or would like to do parking, and how to figure out how to get around an area like that. Now, most people don't tend to park quite high, but I do. So I don't need this colour until over here. So I'm just making sure I park that in the right place. Yep, there we go. That's that. All right. So, since the retreat, I have become quite an avid floss tube watcher. Yes, I'm only subscribed to so many people at the moment, so obviously, if you've got a floss tube, let me know, and I'll definitely give you a subscribe and I will watch you. It's nice to see what people work on, you know. Everyone's got such different tastes. It's nice, it's really nice to see everyone's different projects and things. And it was from watching a floss tuber that actually got me wanting to do that enchanted Quaker. To be fair, like I was saying in my last, I don't know if I was saying it in my last floss tube or in my stitch with me, that a lot of my, when I started cross stitching properly again back in 2015, a lot of my things that I wanted to stitch were all samplers with backstitch, which isn't my cup of tea. And now there's so much choice out there, and I was saying that I love scattered stitches. I love doing scattered stitches, block scattered stitches. So I was like, yeah, give that a go, and love it. So when I saw that Quaker, I was like, oh, and I looked at the long dogs as well, because they're like scattered type stitches, block. And saw that Quaker and I really like that because it's Halloween and I'm very much a Halloweeny person. So I was like, yeah, I love that, I'm going to do that. So I'm doing that one. I'm going to start my Witchy Stitcher one first and then do that one next. The only problem with the confetti is you're constantly stopping, starting, finishing threads, parking threads, and this is what takes up all the time. This is why it's taken me so long to do my tower. Opposed to doing block colour. Well, you saw how quick it took me to do that block of black. See, there's only one stitch here and then it's a case of then parking it. Let's get my, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tend to tuck all the next threads under there out the way. There we go. Just take a brief drink, ladies. So the lady who I'm looking after, her daughter, this is her daughter's house, and she lives here with her, my client, and she's got this massive craft room. Now she does needle felting. Never even looked at it before, But she says to me, she says, you're more than welcome to have a little play if you want to. So, oh, cool, thank you. Yeah, she says have a play if you want to. She even found me like this cute little beach hut kit out for me to have a play with if I want to. So I'm going to have a gander at doing that at some point, probably when I finish this, because I want to try and dedicate all my time to doing this at the moment. Where was I going with that? Oh yes, and she's got this stand, so like a proper stand for the phone to record. So I'll probably use that when I do my next floss tube, because I think it will be a lot easier than using my arm, which it's good for doing this, but yeah, so it comes in handy that she's got things I need. So as you can see, I'm working the colours a bit at a time. That needs to come over here actually, because that's part of the next row. There we go. So what I tend to do is I get rid of all the parked threads first, and then when I've done that, I fill in the missing ones with from my box. So that's what I tend to do. If you do have any questions, then ask me in the comments and I will answer to the best of my knowledge. This method I'm doing is Royal Rose. I will tag Ali in the description box. She has tutorials on how to do it if you are interested in giving it a go. Like I said before, I used to be such an extreme cross-country stitcher, and since doing it this way, I found it has been much easier. So you see like a little bit of progress as you go along. Makes it really enjoyable. I'm going to cut that off actually, so I know that I have to start new. There we go. All this loop start and finishing on the front and starting on the front, it's such a massive game changer for me. Alright, what colour are we doing? Make sure I picked up the right colours. Right, we're doing that one there. There we go. I noticed on my last stitch with me, I had my phone portrait and the video was quite small, so I've put it landscape this time, so hopefully it's a lot better for you all to see. Each video I am learning. Managed to whack through this bit quite quick actually. I mean, the only pain is to keep threading your needle, but find as well doing this method, it's much easier to not make any mistakes, you know. Which is always good. There we go. Slowly working through this pile. And Phoebe's come back to see me. Hello, little girl. Not in the bin. Phoebe. Hey, not in the bin. You coming up? Come on then. Whoop. There she is. Hello. Hello. Yes, have a sit down then, girl. I'm shocked you're not seeing. Oh, there you go. There she is, look. What you doing? You sit down. Sit down for me. Good girl. Yes. 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 Have a sit down then. You can't sit on my lap, darling. I know. What you doing? What you doing? Yeah, she's just settled on the bed. She was trying to get on my lap, which she's never done before. She's quite taken to me, actually. I was telling one of the ladies that popped round earlier that she's really quite taken to me. And she says, oh, that's really nice to say. You know, she only met you on Tuesday. Bless her. Sweet little thing she is. She's a Cocker Spaniel. Which I always heard they were a little bit crazy. But she's not actually. She's just settled at the bottom of the bed there. Like I said, I'll post some pictures at the end of the video so you can see her. Alright, so I'm just working my way through this lovely bit of confetti. It's quite fun actually seeing the strands disappear as you park them into the next row. You having a good bath there? There we go. Not sure how long this video is going to be. Probably just keep on going until I finish this this parked area. yeah, so I think before Phoebe rudely interrupted, didn't you, girl? I was saying, so I've got that Quaker that I'm quite looking forward to start. Next week I'm going to order the Quaker, and I am going to order some fabric. Now, I'm thinking I might go for a mottled blue, because Halloween is always purple, green and orange, and I'm thinking I want something different, so I'm going to go for a mottled blue. And I think I'm going a bit dark. I think I'm going to decide on 28 or 32. I still haven't decided yet. It's going to be so new and different. Yeah, it's going to be so different doing that. Sorry if there's a lot of background noise. If there's one thing I've found here, aside from the Reading Festival, it's very loud. Lots of people on the road, well, in the neighbourhood, are very loud. And then obviously, if you can hear sticks, that's my lady walking around. It's weird, I've always been used to, with my last client, literally from the time she woke up to the time she went to bed, I was only away from her for 2 hours, I'd say. Literally stayed with her all day. In the morning I'd have an hour to get dressed while she was eating breakfast, and no sooner did she eat breakfast I was with her all day and all night. And yeah, so being told I can leave this lady to just do what she wants, you know, it's just weird. It's really strange. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to having someone that doesn't rely on my company constantly. So it's quite nice that she can be left alone and do her own thing, and you know, she's really lovely though. Really lovely lady. Just hope these nurses come before she goes to bed. You know, she's got some dementia, but it's not too bad. And it's so unsettling when you got people knocking the door and coming to the door at night, and you know she's not used to it. So I'm hoping to come before 7 for bank holiday and all. You know, already know that everything goes a bit to pot. I'm in trouble threading this. Got a threader, but I still don't ever get it out to use it. I will learn my lesson one of these days. never normally interrupted during filming. I normally can just like do a straight stitch with me or whatever. Not quite sure about what I've talked about and what I haven't talked about. I know I told you about Derby, I told you about my new job, bit of problems that we've had today, which we're halfway to being resolved. Don't think there's anything else to really report. I'll mention about the needles. If anyone's got any advice on needles, especially with needles, hands that tarnish needles very, very quickly. So as you see, I'm working my way through the parking and getting to parking it all over here, because just underneath here it's mostly blacks and blues, and none of these colours are going under here anyway. So that's that. I've managed to get quite a lot of stitching done here actually. Yes, I was saying I'm stitching in hand at the moment, but I do have my lap stand with me, so I do plan on doing my next stitch with me using that. I'm thinking I've got those two-handed needles going home because they didn't come in time. I might order some more to come here next week, and I'm too impatient to wait. I want to give them a go now. It's a bit awkward. I'm hoping you can all see what I'm doing okay. Trying to keep my fingers out the frame as much as possible. The skill in itself. There we go. Working it in, it's looking quite good there now. What I sometimes do before I start like a row, I go through all the symbols on my pattern keeper and I see what colours I've got parked, and if I need any others parked, then I tend to pick them out and start some new threads off. Ready to go. The only problem I find now, as you're parking more onto this side, trying to find the next parking areas. So, making sure, so I have to park that above the white, so I need to find the white. There we are. Tell you that snaggy rabbit comes in handy for not only pushing loose threads through. There we go. Fabulous. Oh, and I've just reached 85%. Amazing. So I've only got 15% left before I finish the entire chart. That makes me feel very, very excited. I just sort of put my waist threads anywhere really, and then just cut them once I've finished that row. There we go. Only a few part threads left to do. So yes, this is basically what I do. How I do the method once I've done all the part threads. I then go back and fill in where I need to. I don't use a magnifier or a light during the day actually, which is probably not a good thing for my eyes. Now I have stabbed myself a fair few times with this rabbit because it is flipping sharp on the end. I just need to work out where that's going. That is going there. There we go. It's highly irritating when it's just one cross, or in this case one tent. And then that's it, and then you have to cut it. Feels like such a waste when you're doing confetti, you know, because the amount you're wasting. I'm hoping as well filming landscape is a lot easier for you all to see. I'm still, like I say, learning on what the best way to do it. I don't know if you can see as it's coming more into focus, but I'm working on the come, not home, on the come. It's looking really good. The confetti was a lot worse on the top section of the welcome you. It's not been too bad on this bottom bit. It's not as many mixed colours. Seems to be a bit more blocky colours, which is always good. Right, so that one is parked. So this is where I normally get this bobbin off. Excuse my hands a moment. I'll get the next 10 off, so I can start moving things around. Alright, put that back on the bobbin there. There we go. Right, so I need to work out where this is going to park. Right, excuse my hands a moment. There we go. I'm going to park right there. There we go. That was a bit loud, wasn't it, Phoebe? Very loud on this street. They don't seem to have any sort of consideration for anyone. I'm going to quickly do these stitches here. I think I'm going to leave that there. Yeah, I'm going to quickly do these stitches here. I'm going to say goodbye to you all now. What I'll do is I'll leave a picture of this completed after these part threads have gone at the end of the video so you can see, and then a photo of the lovely Phoebe. Right, so I will let you all go. I'm not sure how long this video is gone because I've had to do it in a couple of parts. So yeah, take care everyone, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I very much appreciate it as a newbie. Anyway, I'll catch you next time in a floss tube. So take care. Thank you. Bye.